they telling the future or are they scripting it? And I would say they're scripting it. They're basically putting on paper what they're going to make happen in the future, which then could make the show more interesting. It could create a mystique about it, but it's not. The Simpsons aren't predicting the future when they come out with these shows. They're literally scripting it, and that. I guess I would ask the question too to anyone that kind of has those same questions or whatnot, is like, how much of your life are you scripting out, and how far out are you scripting it? Right. So Gabe talked about scripting or spelling stuff out every day, for what you're going to do, what you're going to do for your clients. Like, how often are we doing that for ourselves? Scripting out like where I'm going to be and the kind of the roadmap of how I'm going to get there, and then in executing. Right. And I think that, I'll give you guys this example. Some of you guys have seen The Simpsons, and there's all these funny things with The Simpsons of like, essentially, like they always create these shows, and then somehow in the future that stuff like randomly comes true. So you got to think like, are they telling the future or are they scripting it? And I would say they're scripting it. They're basically putting on paper what they're going to make happen in the future, which then could make the show more interesting. It could create a mystique about it, but it's not. The Simpsons aren't predicting the future when they come out with these shows. They're literally scripting it. And that's the world we live in, guys. You got to understand is look at the screen that you watch here with us, your phones, the movies, television. These are scripted things that are forming your reality, right? So scripting is a very powerful thing, right? Scripting things out on paper where your mind could then start. I talked about this a lot. Your subconscious begins to work on all these problems that you put in front of it. And, if you're someone that has a drive to be, uber successful, or even just, live a life that is on your own terms, we got to start scripting out and, start small. Like, I bet you many of us, who are just getting started, we're not scripting out tomorrow yet, let alone the next year. And if you look into the most powerful and elite people in the world, they're sometimes scripting out 10 and 15 years of what they want the future to look like. And they're forming and they're massaging humanity to the way that they want it to go. And it's all in a script. It's fascinating stuff if you look at it. And so it seems to me that, I have talked about this before, but the bum on the side of the road who's, on his last dollar, he's trying to script out maybe where he's going to get his next bite of food. Like, so his scripting time or her scripting time is minutes, if not hours. And that's as far as they think. Where's my next meal? Right? Because they can't get out of the rat race of, being hungry, because they're not figuring out and they don't have enough elevation to understand why things work the way they do. And they're just trying to survive. So you're going to see in your guys' entrepreneurial journey that the scripting of what you want in your life, it's going to start by just, hey, can we script out the next few hours? And then once you master that and you start scripting these hours, doing it, scripting, doing, and then we start lengthening these scripts. And before you know it, you're a week out, you're a month out, you're 3 months out, 6 months out, year out. And before 5-year plan, 10-year plan, right? You've heard people talk about this all the time, but you have to start small. And you have to become habitual in scripting out what you want in your life, writing your movie script of your own movie. You guys will see me talk about this. Some of you guys might not like it, but you'll see me talk about what some of the ways that I see and just the world of what the most powerful business people are doing, or the most elite people of governments are doing, is they're scripting. It's so important. It's so important. And I think a lot of us need to be, we always look at the technical know-how of how to drag and drop or do a backlink. And those are all things that you're going to have to learn in time. But I can't stress enough, you guys working on this muscle of being the producer, the director of your own movie. And it starts with you writing down what you're about to go and do, and then going and doing it and marking it off your list like Gabe talked about earlier. Ippei?
Yeah, 100%. Also, just from a macro level, yeah, the job provides you certainty, so you might think, and you think entrepreneurship it's full of uncertainty because you have to rely on yourself to go produce that income. But what you'll find out over time is that like 95%, 99% of the population out there are not investing in themselves ever past college. And what you'll find in this group are people like adults that are continually investing ourselves, right? And when you continue to do that and you increase your skill set, you'll begin to become like more valuable in the marketplace. And then like any business, like even if the internet was to disappear tomorrow, I know that I now have like skill sets and knowledge and how business works and how commerce works, that I know I can go out and create other businesses to go create my income, right? So just know that like 95% are not behaving like the people in this group are behaving, which is investing ourselves, taking our licks, going out there, and falling in love with growth of part of the process, which can sometimes appear uncomfortable. But most people are not doing the uncomfortable thing. Yet we are in this group, right? We're going out there getting rejected by business owners, but now know that just falling in love with that process of life in general or in business is going to put you miles and miles ahead of your competition. And 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, you're going to be in a completely different trajectory from everybody around you that don't take these small risks every day. So just I would say falling in love with like risk taking and putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. Those are the focal point in which I believe you will become an invaluable person in the marketplace over time.